Recording. Yes, sir. Oh, I thought, Miguel, you were saying something. So it's what we're going to get ready to talk about. I was going to talk about the psoas muscles. Oh, one of the biggest things I could say, whether you're working with Bagua, with Shingi, or the Qigong, is learn to feel it. Instead of thinking about it, instead of trying to process it intellectually, do nothing but look for that feeling in the body. And once you can get that feeling, continue to go deeper and deeper with it. In part, the more that you think about this, other than, for me, a proper study of any discipline involves the academic side. I'm reading, I'm writing, I'm thinking about it. But then there's the practice side. And with the practice side, you have to feel it. You can't be thinking about it while you're doing it. Well, you can, it's how we learn. But if you want, the greatest amount of progress will come when you stop thinking and let it and just feel it. And because the mind will go into a mindfulness mode. All right. And so it's connected. Now you're more holistic with, the brain doesn't just shut off, but it is now engaged internally. It's sensing through your body and your system where there's tension, things that, and if there is, then just pay attention to it. You can tell it to let go and relax, and it'll do it. We'll have sometimes we're doing standing meditations, and all of a sudden something will just unlock in my body, and I will just feel everything relax. And you'll have some of these.
So it's kind of like you practice it until it becomes second nature to you.
It is, yes. But and that's a common phrase that we have told and taught for a long time because it's true. The shortcut is to feel it. All right. Once you really start to feel it and feel it in the movement and all the way through your movement, the applications will become more known. Then you can switch back into a little bit more of an intellectual, view of it. But when you're really get to that feel, that's what mindfulness does. It shuts down a lot of the judging mind and really just sits into, I am here to feel and to experience present moment. And that's what you're doing. You're experiencing your body, you're moving. It's being directed by your intention, which is at a little deeper level than just your thinking mind. You want to, everything you do is funneled by intention, and which is an aspect of willpower, but not your thinking mind.
Gotcha.
Okay. Also, as we kind of go through, and you did a little bit of writing and some study on the psoas muscles and how they work. And it's amazing. Now, your psoas muscles are hip flexors. They're right here. They actually attach to your spine and they come down this way. So you think, what has this got to do with my ability to breathe? And the answer is it connects your upper and your lower body. Your core muscles, your diaphragm sits on top, your perineum and your groin at the bottom. And then the psoas muscles connect with that. If you hurt your psoas muscles or they're not properly conditioned, then it affects your breathing. Yeah, if I were to cut the muscles here and this begins to drop, it throws my frame out, actually makes it harder to breathe because it affects the diaphragm. Everything's connected one to the other. It's why you see people start walking like this and they don't breathe as well. You can't get a good diaphragmatic breath here because my psoas muscles are not engaged. My shoulders are up away from my hips. So if I straighten, and I said, I'm not straightening here, and I'm not doing military. I'm just standing relaxed. I may tuck my tailbone in. Now shoulders, remember there's three external harmonies, shoulders over hips. So all these work in line. And then with the psoas muscles, when you begin to stretch them and work them, then it will help with your breathing as well as your movement, as well as in your martial arts with your power. One of the benefits of coming into this low stance, like we say, a little more of a silat stance, is going to come in low. When we train this in horse and other styles, we're actually training some of the psoas muscles here as well as the other muscles. And it will help with your breathing. It'll help with your Qigong. It'll help with your martial arts. Okay.
Gotcha.
And I'm going to write a little bit more on that, but I just want to kind of bring that out a little bit. It doesn't really affect anything as we're doing here in terms of, but look at, and I know with PJ and Miguel, you've been doing this a little over a year now. You can tell when you're not getting deep breaths. And, and now hopefully, I'm sure you're kind of self-correcting. And I did that as I started, the more I got into Qigong, I'd find I was hunched over a little bit while I'm working. And I'm on my computer, I'm going, I'm not breathing. It's all upper chest breathing. All I do is just sit back up, engage in the diaphragm muscles. So you're going to find that throughout your day as you do things. If you're driving, even if you're working, whatever you're doing, there's times when I would find that, okay, a little adjustment, like rolling my shoulders back just a little bit to a more natural position, because I have a tendency to hunch my shoulders, always have. It came from being that brooding teenager, walk around hands in pocket. But so sometimes I find I actually started wearing a brace when I had a shoulder injury, and I noticed when I rolled it back, just rolling my shoulders back a half an inch, I could breathe better. And that then affects everything else. The more that I can deeper breaths that I have, more oxygen, the more that I can exchange carbon dioxide and oxygen, the better my body gets rid of excess and waste. The more my lungs are engaged, the more I'm feeding my body with energy, the more chi I'm bringing in, and the more nutrients just from air we bring in. So, all right, if we're ready to get started, see. So right now we'll just do feet together. Bow in. Sink into your left foot. Just step out with your right. Nice and slow. Now, put both hands over your lower dantian. So about 2 inches below your navel. And your dantian is about 2 inches below your navel and a couple of inches in, kind of center of mass in the body. And as you breathe in, diaphragmatic breathing, push that belly out. Really feel if you can feel. Now, if you're just getting started, I just want you to push the belly out, diaphragmatic breathing. For PJ and Miguel, see if you can press back into the kidneys and kind of just kind of play with where you can extend that diaphragm, extend your breath. Occasionally, your teachers talk about breathing into your kidneys or breathing into your back. And obviously, you can't breathe into your kidneys, lungs are up here, but you can become more aware of your diaphragm muscle, and you can breathe into it and direct it. So, deep breath in, exhale through the nose. Deep breath in. Exhale. Now with this, if I'm breathing in, I'm imagining energy coming down and into my lower dantian and creating an orb of energy. For me, it's just a golden light. I don't really visualize a lot of colors. I just see it as a bright light. You may visualize colors. On the exhale, I imagine condensing that ball of energy in my lower dantian and holding it there. Inhale. Send that energy to lower dantian. Exhale. Press. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. Each exhale, you're imagining that ball of fire condensing. And then also, if you have the bandwidth, just relax the body. All right, let the hands drop. Now your feet are directly under your shoulders. And in this case, my palms are facing forward. This is called just wu. It's just a pure standing. I'm not with my elbows flared out a little bit, my palms I'm sorry, if the back of my palms are facing forward, palms facing backwards. It creates a little bit of a distance from the armpit. You just want to stand. Now just relax and absorb. Just feel your body. All right, now we're going to start knocking. This is called activation. And originally when it was taught to me, it was like we're waking up the chi. Well, the chi is always moving anyway. But what you are doing is waking up nerve endings and becoming more aware. So just kind of take your fist up and down your sternum, lower dantian. You can come around. And now I'm going to my right, circling over to the left. You can experiment and go either way that you want. There are some schools that teach there's a big difference. I have not found that difference as of yet. Now I want you to come up, palm of hand over your left shoulder. Coming down the outside of the arm, up the inside, heading down. The other side. Back to the front. Now you're going to come around to the kidneys. I'm going to bang on the kidneys a little bit. Get the glutes. Spread your legs out just a little bit. Go farther shoulder width. Bend at the waist. Slap down the hamstrings. Come up the inside. Make sure you get hip flexors. Knock on the door. Go back around the hamstrings. Back to center. All right, let everything drop. Now, just going to bounce. So you bounce on the balls of your feet. You're bouncing into your heels, and you want everything to relax. It feels as silly as all get out when you first do it, but it has a tremendous impact on your lymph system, draining lymphatic fluids. So just relax. All right, slow it down. Now begin to turn. Your feet are forward. You're turning at the waist. Everything, your knees are slightly bent. And I'm letting the turn of my shoulders and waist is what propels my arms. I'm not swinging my arms necessarily. Not with intentional force. Now take one hand, you're going to hit, it's called the wing men, lumbar area of your spine. And the other one, your other forearm is going to come right across lower dantian. You can switch your feet so you're kind of in a cat stance or on the ball of your feet. Lots of variations depending upon what you like. The key with it is don't think about it, feel it. Now take one hand, come up and hit long one. So now I'm hitting the lumbar section and long one. Slow it down. Let your fingers now just run through the air. Bring it to the center. Now, float the hands up. As you come up, I want you to have a root chakra that's at the base of your spine. So root chakra is right at your tailbone, coccyx, and then sacral chakra is right at the area about 2 inches below your navel, but it's right at the lumbar section. Third chakra, solar plex, is at the solar plex. Heart, throat, third eye, crown chakra. So I'll refer to those as we go through some of this. So I want you to come up, float the hands up, float the hands down. If you can, just connect through feeling with root, sacral, into heart. Yes, solar plex. And back down, heart, solar plex, sacral, root. Float the hands up, float the hands down. If at first you don't feel anything, it's perfectly fine. You can imagine, part of it you need to lead the feeling. You lead chi, and you lead your awareness of it. You don't push it. And there's a subtle difference. When you're leading, you're actually assuming it's already there. When you're pushing, it's more tension. So we're leading and pulling something. And you will find that you will begin to feel it more over time. And I think the other two gentlemen here will also attest to that. So it is simply just practice. All right. Now, hands lower down 10. Look behind you. Your feet are still forward. Look behind as if about 8 to 10 feet directly behind you. And back forward. Inhale. Exhale. Look behind you. Inhale. Exhale. Come forward. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. One more time, other side. Inhale. Exhale. Come back. Float the hands up. Come halfway down. Roll them together. Left hand spirals up. Right hand spirals down. This is your inhale. You can also kick your hip out a little bit. And what you're trying to do, what you want to do is you're going to have a torque from the palm of your hand that's facing towards the ceiling. And you should feel a torque through here and then through the fascia. And as I kick this hip out, I feel a little bit more of a stretch along the rib cage with the fascia. This hand is coiled at my lower dantian as if we're doing Santi, but I'm pressing now farther down. And with my mind, I'm pressing up to heaven, down to earth. Exhale, bring them forward. Turn. Other way. Inhale. Press the hip. Exhale. Inhale. Move that elbow back by your ear so you'll feel that stretch in the shoulders. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. Now we're going to do spinal cord breathing. So with that, your feet are directly under your shoulders. Bring the hands up. This is your exhale. When I exhale, I'm rolling my elbow and my forearms together. I'm sinking my tailbone, so I'm not just bending over. I'm sinking my tailbone, but I'm also collapsing my chest. Now, I'm sinking my legs. On my inhale, as if I'm slowly exploding up. Now, don't let your breath be in your chest. Make sure it's coming from your abdomen. Exhale. Bring it all together. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. If at first getting your forearms together, they don't quite line up, it's fine. The more that you do this, the more you'll stretch the muscles along your spine. And open that up. One more time. Float the hands up. Float the hands down. Float the hands up. Float the hands down. One more time. Now step out just a little bit. And here I'm going to float the hands up. So with this, as I float the hands up, I'm going to sink. And then as I push forward, I push my hips forward. You want this movement to be so smooth and effortless that it's as if only your intention is moving. And you're not really using your muscles to make it happen. You want the feeling as if all I'm using is my intention to make my body move. Inhale, exhale. More time. In your personal practice, you can continue to do that for any of these moves as long as you wish. Float the hands up, float the hands down. Deep breaths. It's always never breathing out the top of the chest, always breathing from the abdomen. Now, float the hands up here, out to the side, turn them over, and press down. So my shoulders are down. I'm now pressing through my shoulders, through my elbows, but the elbows are not locked. So I'm relaxing and I'm visualizing extending my tendons and extending my hands and arms, but little by little through shoulder joints, elbows, wrists, fingers. Your thumb and your little finger are concave, so they're positioned so they're raised in opposition to each other so that you get this curve in your palm. And you can also now, with the other guys, start raising your index finger as well. And with this, you're going to feel this pressing as if I'm pressing down on the top of a drum head. That's what comes to me now. It can be on top of anything, but you're also going to feel it a little bit in your shoulders and those muscles there. Now, roll the hands over, and you're going to create that beak. So I'm going to roll my hands back so I feel this torque that runs here. I'm still sinking my shoulders. As I inhale, I hold. As I exhale, I see if I can get a little bit more bend, which in this case is trying to turn my little finger more towards the ceiling. Open your hands, come up, close them back into beak, bend at the waist. This is going to seem a little funny. And you're going to come up. When I come up here, my wrists are going to bend. I'm going to hold this, relax your back, keep your legs straight. Bend your knees, roll up, open the fingers, come down, back into bird beak. All the meridians have termination points, again, in the hands and the fingers. So we're beginning to activate them. You'll have some of the meridians that come down and activate more on the inside of the arm and some on the yang side. So we're doing some of this and we did some of this so that you're actually activating that the energy within those meridians. It's there. Load up. Load down. When we start, there's always a pattern. There's a generative pattern in traditional Chinese thought. And I tend to go, and the proper way to go is you can start with the lungs. You can start with the liver, but then you're going to go, but if I start with the lungs, I go to the kidneys, then I go to liver, then I go to heart, then I go to spleen. Sometimes we'll start at liver, but then we go to heart, go to spleen, then we go to lungs, go to water, the kidneys. Since we started this, I first learned it starting with liver. I think it's easier to start with starting with the lungs. So lungs are metal. So I'm going to come up. Now I want you to breathe, connect the chakras. Get to the top of your head. Turn your palms over so they're flat against the sky. Push up. Hold your breath at the top. Just for a couple of seconds. Turn the hands over. Exhale. Not a quick release of the breath. Use it, time it as you scan the body down. If you're just starting, scan for tension. If you're doing this more, then I want to root chakra, sacral, solar plex, heart, throat, third eye, crown, pressing up, hold, exhale, connect, crown, third eye, throat, heart, solar plex, sacral, root, hold again. The double holds are a little more advanced. So if you find yourself getting winded or it's uncomfortable, you can go to one hold or you can skip the hold. But for PJ and Miguel, we've been doing this. Incorporate the holds. Breathe in. Exhale. Inhale. Connect. Feel. Now, I want you to open up as wide as you can go. I'm in a public place. I chose not to go barefoot. So come up. Now, as you come forward, lean back. Then hinge at the waist and come forward to the ground. Bend your knees Roll your spine up as if you're doing a dragon back. So this is my inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. Roll up, inhale. Up over the head. Forward. Up. Walk it back in. Breathe in, out to the side. Connect your index finger and your thumb. Roll your shoulders down. Bring your forearms together. The exhale, open your hands. And exhale, and then energy go. Inhale, thumb and forefinger together. Exhale. Very mindful. Take it as slow. Don't do it any faster than what we're doing here. You can go slower. Don't go faster than what we're doing here. Now, drop the hands down. Still connect forefinger and your thumb. Your hands are down in front of the lower dantian, kind of palms facing more somewhat towards lower dantian. And here he just wants you to stand and absorb. You can breathe into the lower dantian as we did for our standing opening, compressing that ball of energy. Or you can also send it up. You inhale. Imagine I'm leading energy up my spine. And as I let it go, I'm going to pull up on the pelvic floor, the perineum, as I exhale. Inhale, release the perineum, release the pelvic floor. Inhale. Imagine energy going up my spine, across my head. My tongue is, so the proper part of this is, I imagine I have a rope from my head suspended to the ceiling that's pulling my head up. I'm sinking my feet about 4 feet into the ground. As I'm breathing, there's a few things you can do with your mind while you're breathing. If you're just starting out, just breathe into the diaphragm. Imagine that energy and condensing it is perfect. A little more advanced is using the pulling up of the pelvic floor, which Miguel creates a pump. Now I'm switching philosophies into yogic philosophy with Kundalini, and then it says, you know, the energy is based at the bottom of the spine, and creating a pump using the perineum, the pelvic floor, helps release that energy, and it seals leaks that can come in. But just stand and absorb. Deep breath. One hand, right hand, behind your lumbar. We're going to switch into kidneys. Feet a little wider than shoulder. You're going to come up, come across. So this is my inhale, bending at the waist, scooping energy, really extending this, but not using force, using intention. Turn my hand over, keep my elbow inside my frame, That's my exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Now, depending upon your personality, what you're after, what you want to achieve in this particular moment, there are sometimes I'll pick this up as if I'm picking energy from the earth, and I'll let it, and imagine it's just running down my arm, through my kidneys, my body, and I'm just replacing energy. Often, because I like to feel like I'm making a change. Then when I come up, I'm sending energy out of my palms. Now, just take it, instead of bending at the waist, just take it so smaller circle. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Exhale. Now, keep lumbar arm where it is. Make 2-finger sword. Hold it lower dantian. Stand and absorb. Just feel, relax, sense what's going on in your body. If your mind wants to drift, don't get upset. Just let it go. Come back to focusing on the body. Switch hands. Now goes left arm is down by the lumbar. Right, bend at the waist. Scoop. Send energy out or send energy in. One more time, big circle. Now small circles right at the waist. Two-finger sword. And lower dantian. Stand and absorb. Brandon, we also incorporate sometimes sounds and colors, which we'll get into another time. Now, the second exercise, the flow for doing water, is I'm going to reach down. Your kidney starts in the ball of your foot, actually the sole of your foot. Come down as if I'm connected with the meridians in my legs. Keep your shoulders down. So you get the chest height. This rolls out. Inhale as I come up. Exhale, let go. Inhale, and all that energy up through your entity, through your body. Exhale. One more time. Now, do bear holds ball on the back, same as we did in the front. Connecting thumb, forefinger. It's in the back. pointed towards the kidneys. Stand and absorb. You can put your mind towards your kidneys. You can have a good, just feeling of appreciation. The attitude of gratitude. You can hold these for as long as you wish. There's some days I'll get into a standing meditation and I'll just feel like I want to hang with it. I just do. But always give it at least, standing meditation is at least 5 to 10 breaths. Let your hands go through. I want you to come. You're going to turn on the right foot. Hands are going to come out. Nice twist. I'm pressing. I'm pressing out. So there's a plank. I am seated my weight in the middle. As I unwind, pull the hands back. Seat. Come up. Go the other side. Inhale. Exhale. Come up. Inhale. Exhale as you see. Inhale as you come around. Raise the fingers. Exhale and seat. One more time, other side. Inhale. Exhale. Walk the feet in. We're going to go to liver. So I'm going to come to the right side. Both hands scan up. Scan through liver, gallbladder meridians. Liver pairs with gallbladder, so gallbladder runs back and forth across the head. This is my inhale. Exhale. Other side, we're going to feel the meridians. Connect with the energy in my legs. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more time each side. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Turn to the left. Open the arms. Your left hand's to the back. Look, focus on the palm. Right hand is extended. Left hand comes right down, and I'm going right across the meridians. As I pull back my right hand, I get to my elbow, and now I'm going to, as if I'm slapping down, picking up ball of energy, coming forward, press, open up the right hand, extend the left, bring the right just under your chest, comes back, repeat the other side. So focusing on my palm, bring your one palm to go directly across the forearm and palm of my other hand. Right hand pulls back, fingers pointing to the elbow, slaps down, picks up energy, pushes it forward. Left hand continues to extend, right hand opens up and returns under the chest. Back. Now we're ready to go to the other side. Focus on the palm, focus on the energy. Get into these extended flows. You want to get to a point where you're just not even thinking about it. And bring it back. Then bring it down into home. Now with this, have your feet underneath you. Bring your hands up, Zhangchuan, standing like a tree. Shoulders are down. Head tied to the sky. Chin slightly tucked. You could experiment with this. If I raise my chin, it helps me breathe somewhat, only if I go high from the top of the chest. But you notice if I tuck my chin in a little bit, it actually opens the airway to allow me to breathe a little bit easier. Elbows are not flared out unnaturally. They're naturally dropped, but they're not, compressed. They're just in here. Tailbone is not out, dropped. Knees bent. Tuck the tailbone in just a little bit. You can experiment with some of these postures by changing them and seeing, first get it right, and then change and see how well you breathe. You change. Well, the odds you don't breathe as well. With standing meditation. Right now, stand and absorb. Shift into your left hip. Extend your right hand. Point the finger, your left finger towards your right palm. Just continue to stand and absorb. Imagine you're sending energy from your finger to your palm. And back again. Extend back, come back to home. Sink into the right hip. Extend the left hand. Point the finger, right finger to the left palm. Come back to home. Bring the hands down. Float the hands up. Float the hands down. Float the hands up. Float the hands down. We're going to move into heart. So bring the hands up. Inhale. You get to heart. Diamond. Send energy out. Inhale. Raise the elbows. Bring them around by your kidneys. Exhale. Drop. Inhale. Scoop energy up. Exhale. Let it just cascade down your front of your body. Repeat. Inhale to heart. Press. Inhale, raise elbows. Swim. Exhale, drop. Inhale, pick up energy. Exhale, bathe yourself in it. And for me, it is, once again, third eye, throat chakra, heart, solar plex, sacral root. More time. Good. Now another one for heart. So I'm going to come up. Left hand's going to come right up my center, going to turn, and this is if we're doing like cannon fists. So I'm going to come across, but I'm just going to push. I'm not going to turn my body with it. I want to push with one hand. It helps close down one side of your lungs. Turn, really twerking that wrist. Point your right elbow or your right hand towards your left elbow. Come down with the left hand. Come up with the right. Exchange places. Press. Without commentary. Inhale. Exhale. And we got to keep doing that. I think we had somebody else join us. Nope. Okay. All right. Now for heart, I just want you to take our standing meditation is going to be heart. Hey, Autumn, right here. Just stand and absorb. Deep breaths. Then we'll move to our last, which is stomach and spleen. Very easy. Inhale. And bring everything in. Exhale, send it out. So I'm going to be inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale. And I'm sending that energy right through the midsection. Now, in this case, I want you to take one hand and put it over the lower dantian, your left hand. Come out. Same as we just did, just one-handed. As the left hand comes back, let it change places. And it goes to your dantian. Right hand goes out. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. More time. Now, standing meditation for earth. It's just keep your knees bent. Your forearms are going to be parallel to the ground, fingers splayed, always with the shape of the palm being curved. Point your fingers off to the side. And this here, you're just going to stand and absorb. Make sure your shoulders are down, your elbows are down, you're not hunched. Right, feet together. Up. Gather. Inhale. Now with this, both hands come down. I want to bring in front. And I like with this, I especially like doing the Om. Someone. Om. You can do it vocally. You can do it silently. Om. Om. Now the last part is a little too esoteric. Do it silently. Both hands lower dantian, feet together, knees not locked, stand and absorb. This bamboo sways in the wind. So sometimes you're going to feel yourself moving. It's perfectly fine. Just relax. Interesting point. The more that you feel your whole body as one unit, the more balance you'll have. Deep breath in. Exhale out. Gentlemen, that's it. Thank you.
Thank you.
So there you have it.
Brandon,
Hey,
is
Rich,
this your first
Rich,
time here?
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Excellent.
Yeah, you gotta give this a little bit of time, buddy. You know, if we do it consistently, and I haven't done it in a while because Renchi's been moving and I've had some work issues and all of that. But when you do it consistently, there is a ton of benefits to this. And I gotta say something here, Renchi, also, because since Brandon is new, this breathing that Renchi talks about, when you combine the movements with that kind of breathing, it becomes a totally different session altogether.
Yeah.
It just multiplies the benefits of it. So, and it's really easy to forget, right? When I was first doing it, because I'm trying to pay attention to what Renshi is doing and I'm trying to mimic his movements, and I forget to breathe. But once you learn to incorporate the breathing and try and keep it rhythmic, there is a ton of benefit to that.
Right.
So just FYI.
Excellent. Good.
yeah, I agree. The breathing, the coiling, the grounding, all that has just made like my martial arts experience 10 times better. And Reggie, thank you for you had a video out a few weeks ago and you mentioned the pelvic floor. It was my first time hearing it. So
Uh-huh.
you might have said it 100 times before, but thank you again for going over it tonight. I'd like to learn more about the perineum and pelvic floor and how it all works together. But thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah, my plan was to do 2 videos, one on that one. And it's just a little bit. It was just, it acts as, it's the base of your core. And so we kind of forget about it a lot. And I had first run into this in meditation, my Kundalini meditation. They talk about creating a pump. And, and you guys know me, I am a healthy cynic when I first started out with these things. And it took me a while and I had to finally just give in, says, I'm going to give this 90 days with, some buy-in and let's see what happens. And, the same way I've learned everything, it had an effect. And then I began to use it more and more and more, and sometimes, I look at things and I go, well, they only had vocabulary to express an idea or a concept within the culture and the times they had. And maybe we can find different ways of expressing that now. And sometimes that's been true. And I find, Western kind of sinks their information. It kind of explains a little bit more. But there still is that dichotomy between you have a physical being and you also have an energetic being. And, we're working now with both. So it makes it's the more that you breathe and use this stuff, the more it works together.
Miguel, I had never heard of a pelvic floor either until Renshi said something about it. And I read something about it also, and I did a little bit of reading about it. It is a lot more important of a muscle than people can even imagine it to be. It does a lot of very, very important functions because of all the nerves that go through it, right? I know it's kind of funny, but I learned that in older people that struggle with continence, that they give them exercises to exercise the pelvic muscle.
Oh,
and
wow.
that helps them control all that function.
Wow.
But
That's
that was
good.
really interesting. You never think about it. You don't even know it's there, but it does a lot.
I didn't even know I had one.
Yeah.
You do.
Yeah.
So yeah, but it's true. It actually was kind of funny. It's kind of, you know, it does help with a lot of older people with incontinence and things, and
Yep.
women, you know, who have had, you know, babies, and you know, they'll to talk about, they laugh and they cough or they laugh a lot and they, you know, they pee. This helps with that kind of thing. So,
That's right. Yeah. So
Awesome.
I thought it was funny. And then I was reading your post about the hip flexor muscles. That's
Mhm.
interesting. And I mean, who
Yeah.
knew that was that connected to your diaphragm, and it helps with that, you know? So
Hold on, where's that one at? I missed that one.
That one, this, yep, right
here.
there.
Yep.
No. But where's the post?
Oh,
the post? Oh yeah.
Facebook.
Oh,
I think I
don't
did
have
on
Facebook.
Facebook.
I don't have Facebook, man.
You're not on Facebook, man.
I don't
That's-
have it. Yeah,
That's why you're sane, man. You're not crazy like the rest of us.
yeah. Reggie, I got to get that from you.
Yeah, I will. I'll copy it and I'll send it to you.
All right, thanks.
So, excellent. Well, good work, gentlemen.
Yes, sir.
All right,
Very
thank
good.
you.
Same time next week.
Same time next week.
Yes, sir. Looking forward.
If this
Good
is working
seeing
with
y'all.
everybody, if you think Mondays work better, let me know. But if this works, that's fine too.
I'm
So,
fine with it.
I'm good with it.
I'm going to be starting classes. It looks like I've found a place to teach out of here, from Albuquerque Warrior Arts. And I'm waiting on last minute confirmation, but it should be like Mondays and Wednesdays from like 6:30 to 8:30.
Nice.
So it'll be there. So yeah,
Nice.
So-
Nice.
and
Awesome.
we'll tape that. So, all right, gentlemen.
All right.
take
Great
care.
night.
Guys,
All right.
See you, everyone. Bye.
Good night.